Many tend to think so. But what if there is a psychological approach that can help you find a relationship with the person you dream of? Depth psychology, in particular the works of Carl Jung, not only teaches emotional management, but also offers a path to creating sincere, lasting relationships. Imagine a life where you are not overcome by anxiety and doubt, where you realize your own worth, yourself, express yourself without manipulation or complex schemes. This is one of the main principles of Jungian psychology. When you radiate confidence and peace of mind, this will attract the right person to you. In this narrative, we will discuss 10 principles based on depth psychology that will help. Cultivating your inner world is key to healthy and deep relationships. It may seem strange to you that depth psychology, oriented towards inner work, has to do with love, but this is where it all begins. By strengthening our inner world, ourself, and working on individuation. If you are striving to attract a special person into your life, the first step will be exactly this. Imagine you face stress, difficulties, and external challenges every day, but instead of allowing these factors to throw you off course, you find a point of peace inside, in your inner child. Understanding that external circumstances, for the most part, do not depend on us allows us to focus on managing our own reactions, on integrating the shadow. Gradually, you begin to radiate calmness and stability. It is this inner balance, this wholeness, that helps you create an atmosphere in which others feel comfortable, inspired, and drawn to your confidence and harmony. It is necessary to focus on developing your thoughts and emotions before expecting love from others. Learn to love and respect yourself, strengthening your inner beliefs and values. Discover your true strengths and understand what you can control and what you cannot. Don't strive to meet the expectations of others, but be true to yourself, By working to become the best version of yourself, you become a whole person. You cannot force someone to love you, but what you can do is create the conditions for love to enter your life. Clear your mental space, tune into positive changes, and be ready to accept the arrival of this love into your world when the time is right. Love often comes when we least expect it, so trust the natural flow of life. Never forget that the path to inner peace is not a destination, but a long journey requiring time and patience. Strive for harmony and self-knowledge, and you will notice how your life gains peace of mind and meaning, opening up opportunities for the appearance of that person who will share this inner wealth with you. Focusing on self-improvement is a fundamental principle, and its role in building relationships cannot be overemphasized. We not only strengthen our own sense of confidence and self-esteem, but also become attractive to others, including those with whom we would like to build a deep connection. Genuine self-improvement begins with sincere self-analysis and a willingness to look inside ourselves to meet our shadow. Have you ever wondered what your shadow looks like? This requires courage and awareness, because you need not only to recognize your weaknesses, but also to direct efforts to overcome them, to integrate the shadow. It is important to look inside yourself. Within you is a source of good, a source of self, and it will always be accessible to everyone who is ready to reveal it. When we strive for improvement, both in ourselves and in our partner, we create around ourselves a space that attracts love. This is not about fitting in, but about genuine love, compassion, and understanding. By working on ourselves, we cultivate qualities that make us more sensitive and open to others. This includes developing soft skills, the ability to listen, empathize, and express our thoughts sincerely and respectfully. Thus, we create the conditions for deep and sincere relationships. Have you ever noticed that you are drawn to people who sincerely listen and understand you? This is a manifestation of the qualities that make us attractive. Living in the present moment is not just a concept, but a practice capable of changing our perception and depth. When we live in the present, we can establish more sincere and deep connections with others. Imagine that you are communicating with a loved one and are completely focused on this conversation without being distracted by gadgets, extraneous thoughts, or affairs. You listen not only with your ears, but with your heart, catching every emotion and every shade. This level of mindful presence creates a connection that is much stronger than superficial communication. This genuine attention to others evokes mutual respect and trust, creating the basis for sincere and lasting relationships. In addition, living in the present moment reduces anxiety and stress. When we free ourselves from the thoughts of the past and worries about the future, we gain inner freedom. There is only one path to happiness: to stop worrying about what is not subject to our will. Realizing that the past cannot be changed and the future is unpredictable, we can focus on the present and find joy in what we have now. This philosophy allows us to accept every moment as it is, without unnecessary regrets and expectations. Living consciously, with full dedication in every moment, we find a source of joy and inspiration, even in simple things. The present moment is full of wonders, new experiences, opportunities, and lessons. You just need to learn to notice them. Limit yourself to the present. This principle not only helps us see the value of today, but also makes us more attractive to others. When we release our internal strength and the ability to cope with challenges, we create a magnetic field. Compassion in communication begins with the ability to truly listen. Every time you see a shortcoming in someone, ask yourself, which shortcoming of my shadow is most like the one I am about to criticize? This wisdom reminds us that before we judge or criticize, we must turn our gaze inward and acknowledge our own imperfections. When we communicate with compassion, we listen not only with our ears, but with our hearts, which creates a deep connection that those around us feel and appreciate. Try to put yourself in another person's place. This way, you'll better understand their needs, desires, and emotions. By listening truly, you open the door to more sincere and lasting relationships, because each of us is looking for support and understanding, and compassionate communication attracts people to you who will value and support you in return. In order for communication to be filled with real compassion, it is necessary to understand both the strengths and weaknesses. Many of the fears and anxieties that people face may only be the figment of their imagination, a manifestation of their shadow. By showing compassion, you help others cope with internal fears that prevent them from feeling confident and calm. When you communicate with an open heart and sincerity, people will naturally gravitate towards you, not only bringing joy into your life, but also leading to the formation of inner harmony and the strengthening of such principles as integrity and sincerity. Maintaining personal integrity is not just the basis of a meaningful life, but also an important factor. If it is not true, do not say it. These words remind us that integrity is manifested in honest actions and sincere words, even when no one is watching our actions. Loyalty to oneself and one's own values. In order to truly attract the one who is dear to you, it is not external effects and bright gestures that are important, but consistency and authenticity. Trust is formed when your way of life reflects your true beliefs. Honesty in life is not only keeping promises, but also refusing to act in a way that contradicts your moral principles, even if you are outside someone's observation. Ask yourself, which principles are removable for me? Adherence to unshakable ideals and resistance to the temptation to violate them not only strengthens your inner strength, but also makes you an attractive force for others. When you live in accordance. If I told you that a truly attractive person preserves gratitude even in the face of life's difficulties, how would you react to that? Perhaps it seems complicated or even unreal. In this lies the true attraction. Difficulties and trials are something that inevitably happens to everyone, and circumstances are often beyond our control. The only thing we can control is our reactions. Instead of complaining and spreading negativity, try to look at the situation from the other side. Problems arise not to break us, but to teach important lessons for the growth and strengthening of inner resilience. Think about it. People who constantly complain and avoid seeking solutions are unlikely to attract anyone. Wise is the one who does not grieve about what he does not have, but rejoices in what he has. This thought reminds us of the importance of positive perception. When you tune yourself into gratitude, you radiate energy that not only improves your mood, but also attracts others. You become a magnet because you radiate light, not darkness. You become less dependent on external circumstances. People instinctively gravitate towards those who radiate confidence and tranquility. Have you noticed how unattractive people who constantly boast are? Is it easy for you to imagine friendship with someone who always puts their achievements first? Humility is an important quality, the ability to soberly assess yourself, recognizing your strengths without exaggerating them and without belittling them. This is a balance that helps interact with the world naturally and confidently. In addition, humility is not just a virtue. It is a key element in building and sincere relationships. Accept praise without vanity, give without fighting. These words remind us that humility is an awareness of the value of each person and the ability to see their uniqueness in others. When we practice humility, we become more accessible, reliable, and sincere. This is especially important if you want to attract a specific person into your life. Humility makes you real, open, and trustworthy. Humility also strengthens your listening skills. Instead of dominating the conversation, you are sincerely interested in the other person's point of view. By practicing humility, you demonstrate honesty and sincerity. This allows others to see that you are not trying to seem like someone else or create a false impression, but are simply being yourself, and this is what makes you truly attractive. The most important principle is the dichotomy of control, dividing events into those that are in our power and those that do not depend on us. Our actions, decisions, and reactions are what we can control. However, the thoughts, opinions, and reactions of other people always remain beyond our power. Understanding and accepting this principle reduces feelings of frustration and anxiety, especially when it comes to trying to attract someone into your life. Instead of trying to please or control the opinion of another person, you should focus on what you can change on your own development. Internal qualities, your inner strength and confidence become noticeable, and this naturally attracts that very person on whom you would like to focus. Confidence based on deep personal resilience and independence from other people's opinions has a special strength. When you no longer seek approval from the outside, you become truly attractive because people feel and appreciate your authenticity. Applying the dichotomy, we learn to manage our expectations, avoiding disappointment and unnecessary dependence on results that we cannot influence. Imagine you are expressing sympathy or showing interest in another person. Instead of worrying about how they will perceive your words, focus on your sincerity and honesty in communication. If the person responds in kind, great. If not, you maintain your confidence, knowing that you have done everything in your power, leaving the situation to develop naturally. This wisdom helps not only in relationships, but also in everyday life. When we shift the focus from external factors to our own actions and reactions, we become less susceptible to stress and more resilient to failures. It is important to accept and respect the differences between people. It is important to look at those around you with understanding and openness. Instead of trying to tailor them to your own expectations, learn to be indifferent to what doesn't matter, reminding you that much of what we sometimes criticize in others does not affect our happiness. and should not be a source of dissatisfaction. Accepting the uniqueness of other people is the key to creating sincere and trusting connections. When we allow people to be themselves, we give them the opportunity to open up, which creates more natural and lasting relationships. Instead of wasting energy trying to change those around us, we can focus on their strengths, supporting their path, and helping them develop their best qualities. Differences open up opportunities for growth, self-knowledge, and broadening our horizons. Communicating with people who differ from us in their views or have different interests can help us look at life from a new perspective, expand our horizons, and deepen our understanding of ourselves. The pursuit of wisdom is one of the ways to transform our lives. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. A constant search for wisdom helps us not only deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world, but also naturally attracts people who value this insight and inner strength. People are drawn to the depth, sincerity, and clarity of thought emanating from those who strive for wisdom and self-development. Wisdom contributes to our emotional and spiritual growth, helping us to achieve maturity in relationships. It gives us the ability to cope with difficulties and accept people as they are, avoiding the need to change them or manipulate their feelings. When we focus on self-development, love ceases to be a source of tension or excitement, becoming a natural, calm addition to our fulfilling life. The point is not to find the perfect partner, but to cultivate a life filled with self-control, joy, and inner freedom. Building meaningful and sincere relationships is not a matter of chance, but a conscious decision based on inner qualities and principles. Using Jungian approaches such as striving for individuation, controlling reactions, integrating the shadow, and the ability to live in the present moment, you'll gain peace of mind, confidence, and inner strength that attract people. Remember that the key to strong relationships begins with inner work, developing self-love and respect for your principles. You create a solid foundation on which any relationship can grow and thrive. Don't forget that attracting someone is not a desire to control or change, but a desire to be the best version of yourself. Maintain openness, understanding, and gratitude for every moment, and the universe will respond in kind by sending people who share your values and aspirations. May your path to love begin from within, with deep respect for yourself, wisdom, and confidence in yourself.